Bill, what do you think of K-State's three younger players, Bradford, Pack, and Miguel?
I think they're all going to be really good players in our league, and they're already on the verge of becoming that. It's hard to play with three freshmen. If I'm not mistaken, K-State next to Kentucky and maybe Duke has had more starting freshman starts. Is that right? Than just about anybody in America. So they're going to be good players. They're probably a lot like some of the other good ones that's been in their program, whether it be Stokes or Brown or Wade or things like that. I'm sure they're hopeful they can become those type players, but they're off to a good start.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about the recent play of Jalen Wilson? He was named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Week, and what his play will be going forward for you guys as you head into, a tough stretch coming up?
Well, I don't know. Nobody can predict what the play will be moving forward. I will tell you that he's played very well the last couple of weeks for sure, to the level that he did in December. So I'm excited about him. I think he's playing the right way. He's rebounding the ball, and he's worried about things that have nothing to do with scoring, and therefore he scores more points because he's not worried about it and shooting the ball better. So I thought he played very well in Ames, one of the very few guys that did offensively. And we're pleased with Jalen, and we need him to keep contributing at this same type rate to give us the best chance moving forward.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Hey, I know that Dave's production offensively has been pretty consistent for a while now, but how much more can he give you, and what does he need to do to kind of raise his own personal ceiling?
I personally think, Matt, the biggest thing that I could see is get off to better starts. If he gets off to better starts, he's going to score 3 or 4 more points a game. If he continues to do play that way the rest of the game. Got off to a slow start again in Ames. That's what I told him after the game. He was coming out. I said, "Hey, bud, you were great. After you check back in, but up until then, after he checked back in, after he got 2 fouls in the first half, he got a couple of baskets. But up until then, we need you to get us off to better starts. And we didn't run anything for him early in the game. I don't know if you guys even picked that up, just to kind of let him get in the flow first. But I would say that would be the biggest thing that I could see that he could do to probably benefit us more than anything.
How does it feel to be back in the top 25? I know last week, whenever you guys weren't ranked, you said you didn't deserve to be ranked. Do you think you deserve to be ranked this week?
Yeah, probably deserve it as much as anybody else. That's in that 22, 23, 24, 25 range. We had a good week last week. We got 3 good wins. Played pretty well. Played 4 really good halves. In a half against Oklahoma State, and of course 2 halves against Iowa State, then the second half the last time. So I know that's not consistent enough, but with the schedule we played and everything, I don't think it's I'm happy we're back in there, but it doesn't mean anything. We're back in there till we, we'll stay in if we keep winning, and we won't stay in if we don't. So, but I'd much rather be in than not in.
Hey, is the benefit of this extra day just primarily rest? I mean, you were supposed to play tomorrow, right?
I would say that, we took yesterday off, didn't do anything. And I think that was probably good for us. I'm sure K-State did the same thing. So we should have 2 fresh teams playing each other on Wednesday. But, we'll go pretty hard today and tomorrow and get ready. It won't allow us a day off after the game, because we got – if you took a day off, that's just 1 day prep for tech, and you can't do that. But we thought that was a percentage play, considering how we've been tied up, basically for an entire week.
Coach, what's it been like to work with the league on those things? I mean, they're jumping through a lot of hoops to get these games played, to kind of find a way to make it beneficial for both teams to maybe move a game a day. And I know we got some weather stuff happening down in Texas. I've seen some games get moved this week. What's this been like, I think, for the league as a whole and the coaches and administrations to get this whole thing figured out?
My personal opinion is I think the league's done a nice job. I think we're the only team to date that doesn't play in our week off to end the season. I think a lot of schools have got to squeeze 3 games in and may not still get in their full complement of games. And here we are. We if things go as scheduled, when we play our last 4 games, we'll play the entire 18. So, but I think it's been very fluid. I think the league's done a nice job. I thought it was good that the league recognized that this game could be just as easily played on a Wednesday as it could a Tuesday. I thought that was good, but it's a little bit different. If you had fans and stuff like that, I'm not sure you can make these changes. I think there'd be some administrations probably, throw a fit over, people flying in and making people change plans like that. I mean, can you imagine playing a Big 12 tournament and having everybody fly in and say, oh, we're going to move to 2 days later with hotels and all those things. So I think that they've done a really good job so far. I haven't heard any coach complain about what they're trying to do.
Got time for a couple more? Hey, Coach, I heard you earlier on, I think it was a podcast talking about recruiting. I just wondered how really difficult it is for you guys during this time, especially with COVID, no visits, no face-to-face interaction except for Zoom. I mean, how frustrating has it been?
Well, Shay, it's no more frustrating for us than it is other people. I mean, so it's a level playing field. As long as it's a level playing field, anything's fine with me. Obviously we got an additional thing going on that certainly has impacted us to date and probably will till there's a conclusion. But as far as it being difficult, it may be more difficult as far as maybe you're rolling the dice a little bit more on some kids because you hadn't had the chance to get to know them as well, except via calls. Those sorts of things. But as long as everybody has the same rules, Shay, I don't see it being as near as big a deal from a level playing field. Our playing field has been more difficult recruiting against the people we normally recruit against just because we have the NCAA situation hanging over our heads. That's what's made recruiting difficult for us.
You've got evidence that's cost you some recruits, Bill. A lot of kids and their families have been concerned about that. Has it cost you individual recruits?
Oh yeah, no question. No question it has. Yeah, absolutely.
What about the resolution of the case? Any update about when it could?
No, I don't have any resolution on that. I'm not in the know on all that stuff. You probably know the timeline based on what, has become semi-public as well as anybody. So I'm hoping there's a conclusion sooner rather than later, but I still think it'll be probably late summer, early fall.
During your time here at KU, is there a game at Bramlage Coliseum that kind of stands out in your mind as far as atmosphere and just how fun the game is?
Kenitra, I don't know about one game in particular. I for whatever reason, the game that keeps coming to my mind is there was a game where Sharon got an and one at the very end, basically to ice that game. To me, that was great. But we've had some good ones, and we've had the court stormed on us multiple times during, of course, obviously Frank and Bruce have both had good teams over there. But I actually believe the most memorable ones to me that stand out are the ones in which we didn't win. And so that's a memory I just soon forget, But there's been some fun games over there. There's no question.
All right, Coach, thank you.
See you guys.
Coach.